Tonight we have a very, very special guest. First of all, I must show you right over there, my co-host, Rebel Latour, is here with us tonight against all odds.
Hello.
Things going on in real life. Thank you so much. Everybody, follow along with me here. Here are some cocktails right along the driving range for your enjoyment.
Oh, yeah.
And we have there is Rebel's friend Morgan, who's also joining us. But most importantly, everybody, we have the man who has been so generous with his time, David Wyatt, everybody. David Wyatt.
Hello.
Of
Love
Mighty
it.
Coconuts,
Love it.
head of communications and business strategy. David, thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm honored.
Yes,
I'm
thank
honored.
you.
Thanks for having me.
If you did not know, Mighty Coconut is not just the awesome developers behind Walkabout Mini Golf. They are also a fully fledged entertainment studio, and we may be talking about some of that if we can get to it. Tony in Chicago,
Sure.
I see you out there. Lucky Bird, I see you out there. What is up?
Thank you,
Now,
thank you.
I want to say, and of course you can't hear this drum roll that I'm about to give, but I just
Sure.
want to imagine in the perfect world that David waited for our episode tonight to release the Fraggle Rock Avatar Pack and, of course, the Slingshot option on the driver's course. So, David, let's get to it and tell us about both of those awesome things.
Yeah, well, actually, when you asked me what day I wanted to, come on, I knew that we were releasing it today, so I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to put it on the same day so it'll be fresh and we can talk all about it."
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's so amazing.
yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, my pleasure. Thank you all. So we started our partnership with the Jim Henson Company way back with Labyrinth a couple of years ago.
So jealous, and that was
And
so
we had
awesome.
they were lovely people, and going to the studio and just working with them was so great. And we just had such a good rapport. We went back to them when we started the idea of adding in avatar packs, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we can do Fraggle Rock, we can do Dark Crystal," and it was just a real simpatico sort of idea. And we thought the character styles would translate well to the low poly vibe, and that people would enjoy sort of we see how people dress up and sort of crack each other up and do voices, and we thought, oh, this will be good fun. And sort of our thought with it is that if we've got a few lined up initially, and if people dig it, then we'll do more, and if they don't dig it, we'll do fewer. But ultimately, the idea is that it's just more licensing fun. Licensing is it can be spendy, and it takes a lot of time. It takes like 18 months to make a license course, so we only could get like one or two in a year. So we thought this is our way to sort of like pepper in some other fun stuff as we're going, and reward players. And if players respond really well to a particular avatar pack, we will think twice about course possibilities and all that sort of stuff as well. So that is an indicator for us. And then Slingshots, we've basically been, while you all have been playing, we've been underground rewiring the entire game to support other kind of modes and activities and features. And when we did the driving range, we thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do other stuff? And Slingshots seemed like a mini golfy kind of sport, and allowed people to use their lost balls of choice in it. So we thought it'd be a fun new kind of mechanic to add in here on Welcome Island as well. Yeah.
Very, very awesome. So I'm sure you're privy to a lot of meetings. What was the inspiration behind, hey, let's add a slingshot on a mini golf course? What was that discussion?
Yeah, I mean, we're always sort of talking about what's mini golf, what's the kind of vibe of mini golf, where it's turn-based, you can do it, and, you can take it really seriously, and I can just be goofing around. But also, what has sort of a light summertime, goofy, sort of homespun sort of feel, and what hasn't been done 100 times in VR as well. So that was part of it for sure. We talked about other kinds of stuff, but we want something also that is intuitive, that you don't have to use, 4 different buttons on 2 different controllers to understand how to do it. We wanted people to be able to walk up to it, know what they were doing immediately, and be able to get better at it, which is, I think one of the reasons mini golf has been successful, because you can just walk in and everyone knows how to hit a ball with a stick. Same with a slingshot. Most people understand the premise. And we also know that people A while back, we added targets on people's heads when you fly in front of the driving range, so people would,
Which is
have good fun with
amazing.
that. Yeah, and beach ball. Our sort of philosophy is like, we don't want to. We have a good indication of what players enjoy just based on watching y'all streams and hearing from you on our official Discord and social media. But also, we're like, well, we don't really know, so like we put the beach ball down, like let's just see what they do with it. Let's put the slingshots out, see what they do, and then we'll grow it from there, add other stuff, move it on to other places, based on like beach ball is now showing up in a few different courses based on how you all are using it. So we just kind of
loved it in the
put some
evil
toys out.
layer.
Yeah.
For sure.
I always want to pop it with a laser, but we haven't gotten there yet. But just sort of see what you all ask for, what you do, and then and let you all make good chaotic fun for sure.
Awesome.
That is so awesome.
Amazing.
And if anybody's just joining us, this is David Wyatt, Head of Communications and Business Strategy at Mighty Coconut. He could have just taken the rest of the night off. He is down in Texas. He's on Central Time, and he took time out of his day to spend with us. So we want to make sure that we honor David's time. And with that, everybody that's out there, I want to say, if you have questions, of course, David is not going to give away the goods about any new courses that might be in development.
Nope.
We didn't even know about Fraggle Rock Avatar Pack that was released today.
Oh,
but it was awesome that you planted.
Amazing.
And the slingshot opportunity.
Amazing.
So if you have questions out there, please be sure to ask them. Let me pull up my chat.
It's a nice little surprise to open up the game to a little Easter egg.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. And that's part of the rewiring is we've enabled ourselves to be able to just put stuff in without updates, so we can just sort of surprise y'all going forward. So it's something we're going to really exploit going forward.
And
I
if
remember when
anybody's-
we used to come in. Oh, sorry.
All right. And if anybody's just listening, David did confirm, just like we are mice in the maze and they're dropping cheese to see how we interact with it, like the beach ball and all those other fun kind of things. You never ever know what Mighty Coconut, what kind of goods are going to be delivering. So please make sure that you pay attention to that, and please ask any questions while we're out here doing this. Let me move my chat real quick once again. Go ahead, Rebel. I know you had a question or something.
No, I was going to say that one of the things that I loved is that we would come in and you guys would change the posters right here to whatever, like the newer courses or whatever come out. And so we would sit here and study it, and we're like, okay, so it looks like they're going to have dragons in this one. And it was like the journey to the center of the earth. And then there were the pterodactyls in the back, and we're like, oh my God, look, there's crystals and blah, blah, blah. And so we would try to dissect like what you guys were actually going to bring in a course. So continue to do that because it's fun.
Thank you. Yeah, we talk a lot about it's sort of like where we can like give our players things to count on, but also like surprises. We got to keep it fresh like a relationship. Like there's got to be just surprises and guesses and speculation, because that's kind of like what keeps people buzzing about and arguing with each other in a polite way of like, I think they're going to do this, or I want this. It's like we want to kind of keep that stoked.
Well, in the spirit of what you released today, should we walk over here to the driving range and you guys can show off some of the slingshot function real quick?
Let's do it. Yeah, totally.
For those of us who have, well, I mean, I must admit, I was trying it out before you all got here. Morgan was trying it out. We'll just look over David's back here. Of course, you can choose all the different.
God. Hold on. I need my other controller. Where
You
did I
can
put it?
choose hit all
you can do it
targets,
with one. You
pinball.
can do two with one.
Can you?
But yeah, basically we've added target practice modes for both driving range and slingshot. So there's like 10 ball, there's hit all the targets, there's timed modes. But the way the slingshot works for y'all at home is that you can just hold your controller up. Once you get the position you like, you just hit your main trigger button and pull the ball back at the distance you want and aim, dial it in, and let it rip. Yeah,
I just pulled up the targets. So there's a lot of different modes that you can do this on at the driving range, everybody.
Oh, there you go.
Mine is counting out right now, but there we go.
Hold on, does it actually hit you? I mean,
I think you can bounce on my head. Actually, have a target on your
It
head.
goes through your face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm out on the course.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You got
awesome.
a target. You got a target. So yeah, I mean stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
love
We,
it.
the idea is that we just want to make giggly fun, and generally we have you all in mind. But if we can keep each other laughing and challenged, then we're like, all right, well, we're fans too, so we're pretty good measured. And so we cook these things up in private, and then test them out a little bit, and then
This could be a
launch
fun
them out
trip
and see what y'all
weekend.
think. It could be.
doing a little
It could
quick-
indeed.
Doing a little chat maintenance real quick while we're on here because we are live. So everybody, we have David for a little less than 45 minutes. If you have a question, please get it into our chat. And Mattaboy, thank you. First of all, Lucky Bird, thank you for the subscribe. Mattaboy has joined us first time in the chat, and Mattaboy asked, any plans on adding stat tracking and Walkabout? Would be very cool to see how many hole in ones I've made.
Yeah, and I'll
goodness.
just address that head on. I mean, so we're definitely we don't keep your stats. The stats are held with your account on your device and your particular account. So it's whether and how we show them. And our sort of thinking there is we want to do it the right way. We don't want it to be the equivalent of like high school and you walk in and the quarterback's trophy is there, but the art kids, their stuff isn't there. So we don't want to have it be where like global stats where like the same 10 people dominate all the time and new players come in. They're like, I guess I can't.
There's no
I
way.
guess I don't matter here, right?
Right,
But we do want to encourage like personal advancement, friendly competition, and sort of trying to figure out a way to do that right and do it in a way where it's reliable, making sure everyone's stuff is saved, and and then as we add in things like slingshots, how do those factor in? How do we build a system that is expandable for other kinds of achievements and status? So
That's
just
awesome.
thinking through all that, and we're a small, totally independent team, and so we have to constantly prioritize and figure out what can we reasonably do while still delivering courses as good as the last and dependably on time. So that's kind of our motto.
I mean, without, kissing the butt of my guest, I do have to say I am impressed at Mighty Coconut's commitment to community. Because first of all, like I said, you have plenty of other things that you could be doing, and you're here with us. But second of all, I don't know if it was ever the intention of people. Are you laughing at my comment again? No. You guys. Oh, here, let me back up real quick.
I'm shooting
You
rebel in the
guys are
face while I'm
shitting each
answering
other.
questions here.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
But you all have a commitment.
favorite.
You have a commitment to community, and that's telling because I looked at a stat, David. I want to say maybe less than a month ago, where people spent like 4.8 million hours in 2023 in Walkabout mini golf. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
so we're no, I mean, we would not be here at all, and this without the players. The players that made it, they've grown the community. We don't do big paid advertising. We don't have investors. So you all have totally made this thing actually go on. And so we're completely devoted to the player base. And we also understand that there's so many different kinds of players. There's super competitive daily players. There's casual players for whom this is their only game. There's grandparents playing with adult grandkids. There's all kinds of people, and so we want to be sure to make a place that feels like a regular mini golf course in the sense of people show respect. They teach each other. There's some good natured ribbing, but not people not kind of trying to ruin each other, and so.
Not a lot of trash talking and
who are you talking
about?
Yeah, exactly. And also, the retention is really just like people wanting to come in and master their shots and have their standing Wednesday game night, for example. But we don't do anything. We try not to hassle people, spam them. We don't do any kind of data mining. We're not doing a lot of advertising, and so we try not to abuse the privilege of having people's trust. We just try to make it compelling for people to kind of get back in a way that works for them. So I mean, we were as amazed as anyone that there was so many hours logged this last year in Walkabout. It's an amazing, humbling thing.
I'm not. I'm not. It's amazing. No, not at all. Because look, every person
Rebel
I've
is
been
an
playing
addict.
VR
First
for
of all,
4
David,
years.
we need to hold on.
Okay.
Wait a minute. We need to just address that real quick. Rebel is a Walkabout mini golf addict. I think she might
Hi,
need to
Rebel.
start a
Love it.
support group.
And now I have slingshots. It's even better. Okay.
Yeah.
No, like I tell people ask me, they're like, "What is your favorite game on VR?" I'm like, Walkabout mini golf. Hands down, Walkabout mini golf. It's the best developed game, functionality, looks, all of it, and playability with a group of people than any other VR game out there. And I tell people that.
Definitely.
And
Thank you so much.
we absolutely love it. I know more people that I take from other games and bring them into Walkabout mini golf, and there are very few who are like, I'm not, no. Almost all of them are like, oh my God, that was so much fun. We need to do it again. Right. So,
Well, I think people, it sort of tracks to like regular life, where it's like people can be metalheads or business people or whatever, and they're like, I'm down for a mini golf game with my date or my grandma or my nephew or whatever it is. It's like no one can sort of be too big in their britches for mini golf. So we try to vibe on that spirit for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and also speaking of getting people hooked on it, our good friend Xylor is in the chat. And Xylor just wanted to say, recently picked up the game and love it. Zork got me hooked. I think it was really more Rebel than it was me, honestly. But
I invited him to a late night game, and it was fun.
And I have to tell you, David, I've already warned Xylor and I've already warned Rebel that they're not allowed to bombard you with requests or ideas. Like, that's not what this is about. Just kidding.
I have already been told,
but Xylor did
told
say
people I would be on my worst behavior. So
right. But Xylor
the funny
did
thing
say,
is like
we keep? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Xylor was
I
saying
was
one
say,
suggestion.
we're no different. We're no different in
Okay.
that, like, we get in the room with each other. Like, I'm found in the room with, an engineer, a level designer. I'm like, so I know I've told you about it before, but could we possibly get a feature where we, so we're all the same. Like, we have fun to give you ideas.
I have a wish list of 2 things.
Hold on,
Okay.
wait a minute.
I'm
Hold
telling
on,
you
let me
right now,
finish.
David.
Let me finish Xylor's.
Okay, sorry.
Let me finish Xylor's. So he said, could we keep the mic enabled when we pull the Oculus menu up? So there you go, Xylor.
That's a system level thing that would be difficult for us to work around. But yeah, I agree that would be it's off-putting when you're trying to just like do something and people can't hear you talk. I think it's a system level thing that we can't work with, but I understand the need for sure.
Right. Okay, Rebel. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't keep shitting me.
David, my wish list. I'm telling you my wish list.
Right.
I would like a bubble
Poor
ball.
David.
Because I love the bubbles in the Atlantis, and I was super disappointed that none of the freaking balls in Atlantis were bubbles. I would love a bubble ball.
Okay.
Second, the ability to throw my club at somebody and have it boomerang back into my hand.
That would be good. That would be good.
I'm just saying.
Now, did you just hear him talking
that would be
about
super
how
fun,
it was a nice place for people to communicate and connect with each other? I don't know the boomerang and the
Have
golf
you ever
club.
played with me?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, people want to hit each other on the head with their that's actually one of the kinder things people want to do with their putters in the big scheme of things. So.
So a couple more comments in the chat, and then we can move on either to a course or something else.
Totally.
Captain Dave, thanks you for following along. You're awesome. Captain Dave said, Slingshot is a goofy addition. Naturally, we already had fun with it in my group. Shifter Beyond said, just want to say thanks for keeping the game fresh, which you all do.
Yes.
And
Duchess wants to know if you're going to get her an aimbot. So Duchess is one of my awesome people that we play with. And she said that she needs the aimbot because, she's just learning. She's new. I tell her, it's okay. It's okay to hit stroke limit every time.
I do it all the time.
well,
It totally is.
fun.
Yeah.
You're here to
Well,
have
yeah, we've talked about that, but we also thought, would that diminish the achievements of people that spent hundreds of hours trying to really dial in their shot, for sure. And I also, like, one of the things I love about the community is that people will just, like, you go into a quick match or a Discord match, and people will be like, hey, what you do is you go over here and you go like one putter length over from this thing and teach you little shots, at the best they can.
Sure,
And that's fun. Like, most of the stuff I've learned have just been in game. So, like, the more she plays, more Destress plays with other folks, they'll show her, around. But
Yeah.
and aimbot, I understand the idea for sure.
So
probably
what course would you guys like to play on while we chat with David some more before we
Wallace and Gromit.
I would
You want to do
assume
Wallace
not.
and Gromit?
Duh.
Yeah, let's do Wallace
I
and
love
Gromit.
it.
Okay, all right.
And I
Let's
want to
go.
get some jam all over my balls. Let's go.
Yeah, totally. Uh-huh.
Oh, that was just so terrible. Once I figured out that could happen.
Yeah, I know
Rebel,
it
are you
is.
gonna load
Yeah.
that up, or do I need to load that up?
You're the
think
you're the
you
room
do.
leader,
Yeah,
sir.
you're-
So
yeah,
okay,
it's
you
gotta
got to
be
do
you.
it. Just do the front 9,
Okay, yes, ma'am.
please.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here we are at Wallaby Street, everybody. I think all of our friends are able to join me. Let's hope. Let's hope. There they are. There's Rebel. There's David.
All right.
And there's Morgan. Oh, and I
Let's
have to
go.
go first?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're the
Sir.
Is there a
You're the
way that I
leader.
could... Can I go ahead
You're
and
the
bow
star.
out? Since I'm doing
You
the
can forfeit the
'cause you're the
whole. But
star.
I don't think. I think because you
You would have
started.
to leave and come back. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to leave and come back. Yeah,
Okay, never mind. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and embarrass
shoot.
myself now.
yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, I'm
It's
good
all
on
right.
this one. This one's not so
We'll still
bad.
laugh at you.
I know
Next
you will.
part, yeah.
I know you will. And that's why I enjoy you.
Yeah. You have to hold.
Not hard enough. There you go. I had the chat box in my way.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
I did it too.
Oh my God.
Man.
So the penguin,
Oh.
David, when you guys made
Yeah.
the penguin and his fucking little beak thing on his head moves when you talk, that's
When he
my
talks,
favorite. Yes.
Yeah, the main
There you go.
artist
Oh,
in
too
charge
hard.
of the avatars has such a great sense of humor. Like, the clam, the talking
Yes.
air balloon, the robot. Like, she has such a winsome way about herself personally, but also just her design sensibility. Like that kind of detail makes her giggle, makes us all giggle. We're like, oh my God, that's gotta be, because people are gonna crack up for sure.
Yeah, when I saw it for the first time, I'm all, oh my God, keep talking. And then he started humming, and it was all, and it was
Yeah.
just freaking, I lost it.
Well, and the other
I
thing
thought about a
is,
hum.
too,
That's hilarious.
so talking about that Deb, is she the one that makes the decisions like, some of the things that I
Well-
appreciate in this course and every course that I admire about Walkabout Mini Golf are not only just the Easter eggs, but the little bitty details to things. So
Yeah.
was she the one that
Yeah.
decided, like, upstairs on the second floor, there's a publication or a poster called the Red Hot Chili Puppies, obviously a play off of Red Hot
Yes,
Chili Peppers,
stuff like that.
and then like
Oh,
the
love it.
headlines on the newspaper. Are those discussions that are had amongst the team? Or
I
is
mean,
it-
she and everybody else, like, we're the kind of studio where, like, everyone has input on that sort of thing. Like, if anyone has a
Right.
good idea, or when we need to, like,
Love
name 100 books or do gags like that. I mean, on this one, Arteman, the creators of Wallace and Gromit, they had a bunch of ideas. We had a bunch of ideas. And, we have this whole, like, design approach that Don Carson, our senior art director, calls environmental storytelling. The idea is that you can tell kind of a narrative story or make a place feel lived in by those little details, by feeling
Sure.
and reward people as they're like, in between making their shot. They're like, I'm just going to kind of look over here. Oh my God, what is that? And it's horrible, or it's funny, or it's disgusting, or whatever it is, and kind of give them a little. And then you get the joy of being like, hey, everybody, you got to get a load of this. What does it mean? Or I think this sword. Oh my God,
Beautiful,
that was fun.
Zork, beautiful.
What?
Hold on, let's replay that.
Oh my
Wait a
God.
minute. Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait a
we
Is
minute.
this
gotta
like a
replay that.
grift?
Gotta read
Yeah,
that.
that's incredible.
Look at that.
that's what he's
Off the
trying-
That
backboard,
was an
everybody.
incredible.
There you go.
That's got to be a first.
Oh,
That's incredible.
cheater. Aimbot. Duchess, he stole your aimbot.
Here's his aimbot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right before we went live, David gave me the code for the aimbot, everybody. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Totally a secret. Yeah.
Beat him up, Dutch. Beat him up.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah,
I love it. I love all those little details, though. That's, I mean, to me, that's what makes this game. Just like on this door right here, you have the golf flag with all the golf balls in the hole. Like, I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like every door in every different film for their home, 62 West Wallaby Street, has a different sort of like reference to the plot of that story, and so we want to do an homage to that for sure.
All right, I didn't want to distract you while you were shooting. So one of the other things that I want to explain for people that do not watch this game, and we tried to, I thought we did a good job of explaining it to Xylor Rebel, was that this isn't just playing mini golf with friends or with strangers. There's other layers to this game. So first of all, you have to find hidden balls. And I want to get into you, David, with some of this, like how these ideas came about. You have hidden balls that you can find, and if you find so many of them, you can unlock the night course, if I have that right. And
yes.
If
you don't make
there we go. I went off the rails, and that's appropriate. I went off the. Hold on, wait a minute. Where's my drum roll? Right there it is. Okay. All right. So you can find balls. You add those to your collection for people that don't play this game.
Hell yes, Morgan.
It unlocks a night course. If you score high enough, you also unlock the night course. And then after unlocking the night course, you basically have a hard course where you can do a fox hunt, which is like basically like a scavenger hunt. And you can get things like this club that I'm holding right here. It's from completing one of those fox hunts. So there's layers to every game. This isn't just you playing miniature golf as if that was not awesome enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the head of our studio, Lucas Martel, made this game by himself in the lockdown times as just kind of a trying to not go crazy sort of project. And I think it's partially a testament to our animation roots as a studio, partially just kind of his personal interest and inclination, and partially just sort of like playing a ton of other games and trying to, pull out the best of a lot of things, but make sure that like replayability was intuitive and natural versus like a bunch of goofy hoops you had to jump through. Like, you got to like earn a bunch of coins and then or buy some coins and that lets you advance, or you're going to get 10,000 hours. Have it be more sort of intuitive, where there's things you can enjoy just through natural gameplay, but then the reasons to come back and sort of revisit, and knowing that not everyone, everyone can sort of come at mini golf, and not everyone loves it, but some people are there for the nostalgia. Some people are there for the scavenger hunts, which are more puzzle based. Lost Ball hunts gives you the Easter egg vibes. And so, there's just a lot of different ways to sort of come at that. And, he also, he has a real philosophy about not having there be a whole lot of tutorials or explanation. He wants you to be able to be like,
which is nice.
What's that thing there? I want to pick it up and understand it, and not have to, hear a whole thing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think... So I'm a big fan of anybody that watches the shows knows that I'm a big. Oh my gosh! Hold on, replay that real quick, David.
Yeah, sure.
Just gotta listen for the clicks.
Oh, nice, nice, well done there. Hold on, let me hit my applause button real quick. I'm a big fan. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of VR and doing. Oh, there we go. David showed me the way.
Oh my God! Now I'm gonna screw it all up.
No pressure. But anyway, everybody knows I'm a big fan of VR. I'm an OG gamer.
God damn it!
If you know anything about the origin of Zork, that's obviously a text-based old adventure game from back in the day. But I'm a big fan of Upload VR because they cover everything in virtual reality. And
love those guys.
Yeah, love those guys. They have their pulse on it. They have their finger on the pulse of VR. But one of the things that stuck with me that they said about Walkabout mini golf that I thought was really cool was everybody has always dreamed of having their own mini golf course, and mini PR Walkabout mini golf scratches that itch. And the great thing about it is a lot of people are intimidated by VR. They're intimidated because there's the friction of a system, whether you're PC VR or not, whether it's standalone or not. And Walkabout Mini Golf is genius, not only for all the things we've already mentioned, but also the simplicity of design. There's not a huge learning curve in getting into this game and enjoying all the benefits of VR, right?
Exactly, totally. And I think we're like holding up the game here, so I'm going to kind of
So that's the first rule, is that when you golf with me, you can't have the mic through your putter, please. Thank you. Okay, continue.
Hold on, let me get the drum roll.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
It's a rule.
I think, like, what you're saying about, like, everyone's always wanted to do a mini golf course. Is like, that's how so many of our license partnerships have come along, where it's one of the easy things. It's like, hear me out. Here's the pitch. Labyrinth with mini golf. And they kind of understand it's either like sacrilege or it's like, oh, we've always wanted to do that. But also with Ardaman in particular, it happened in a totally coincidental way, where we had this South by Southwest event here in Austin, and we booked out the local historic, crusty mini golf place called Peter Pan Mini Golf. And we didn't even know we were announcing. We were like, well, I'm sure we'll have something then. We should get people together. It's in our town. Oh, nice shot. Look at that.
Oh, incredible, Morgan.
Oh,
and when the time came, we were like, okay, we're gonna announce Meow Wolf, and we're gonna make it a surprise, but we're gonna do no digital. It'll just be like, we're gonna transform this mini golf course as though the miniverse has opened up, the putterverse, whatever you want to call it, has opened up, and our courses are resembled there. There's Walkabout music, and then we'll announce Meow Wolf with some of the people. Well, by chance, like a guest of a guest from Ardaman just showed up. Like, they'd met on LinkedIn a couple of days before. He showed up, and he was like, didn't know VR, didn't know our game, but he was like, whatever this is, people running around with, like, we had like these name tags with these headbands with name tags floating on their heads with springs.
Awesome.
Oh, like
people were holding up their putters
labels?
and pretending to fly. Yeah, their avatar labels to pretend to fly, and he was just like, whatever goofy nonsense this is what Ardaman's about. And P.S., Nick Park, who created Wallace and Gromit Let's Golf and Let's Mini Golf. So we should just talk, like, because I can see that you guys are about this weird kind of crazy kooky fun, so let's just get together and talk. We had coffee, saw a possibility there, and so I think it just sort of sets like a real sort of goofy bar where people are like, okay, well, if we can meet in a place of mini golf and goofy fun, then we can probably make a deal or make a friendship or sort of whatever that's going to be. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, it kind of like it's like you must be this goofy to enter, it just ends up being a fun sort of premise for people, for sure.
Well, and it also has to be a fun environment to work in, on top of the culture of Mighty Coconut just in itself. So real quick, I got to do some maintenance chat here, because I want to make sure everybody has their time to say everything. Hey, what's up, GoTet? The most awesome mod in the world. Thank you so much for being here. Duchess is pointing out, and David, I know you've said it before. People are always giving, we should do this course next. So Duchess has requested Coraline by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, okay.
That would be an awesome one.
She also requested
50
Shades of Golf.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
50 Shades of Golf.
That's good.
I mean,
that's good. That's funny. Yeah, like a riding hot putter. Sure, I get it.
Well, let's just get those out of the way real quick. Tony in Chicago, any comment on the cheats that are available via Discord for a small fee? Avoid lasers, wind, etc. We're not even going to touch that. Xylor said, how did the idea for dead bodies on every map come about?
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Yeah, there's a brilliant guy, and I want to call it Emma on the avatars from earlier, but Edward, who's a coconut on our team in Melbourne, he just has this. He has a background doing haunted houses.
Really?
And so I think he already had the kind of the love of the macabre and that sort of thing. And I think it was just sort of like a funny gag he put in to make each other laugh. Like, oh, I'm just gonna. I can't remember what the first one was. Maybe
I'm toast.
Sweetopia is the first one I remember it on.
Sweetopia at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it sort of made it thinking like, oh, I'll put it in there, and then it'll get next, and then I'll have made some people laugh. We actually that actually is a good counter to the sweetness of Sweetopia. And so then it just kind of became a thing. We left it in. We thought, well, like, you know, it's not going to offend anybody. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird of like the idea of a dead body in a mini golf course. And haha, that's funny. But then it ended up turning into a thing, like a few of the different tropes we have across the courses where people go looking for it. They speculate. They name them. And it's just kind of gone from there. So we try to have good fun with it for sure.
Nice shot.
I remember when the Sweetopia course came out, and it was like the talk on Discord that you had to go find this body, and nobody would tell you where it was.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And they're like, you just need to go find it, but we're not going to tell you. And it took us forever to find it. We ended up finding it, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
and
we
so
try to keep
then
some like totally secret. We never ever disclose them, and people just have to kind of. There's a few stuff that we've never told at all that people haven't spotted, but mostly we like people to show each other because that's the fun of it, right? You want to be like your neighborhood, and like there's a tree fort or there's an old car in the woods that was abandoned. Let's go look at it. Like we want that vibe where people are like, oh, follow me, I'm gonna show you how to fly, and let's go down to the creek and I'm gonna show you the thing, right? That's what we're kind of trying to emulate.
I've been playing long enough where I remember when you couldn't fly.
Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yes.
Right. That was a real moment for sure.
David, can you replay your hole-in-one for everybody back home?
Sure.
A nice little bank shot.
Very nice.
Too cowardly to take it myself, but it was a nice little bank shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we were talking about before I got on the whole idea of frictionless play in VR. So you have, for people that are just joining us or have never played, you have the ball hunt, you have the fox hunt, you have the different courses that you unlock day, night. What are, obviously you can't give any secrets away. Are there discussions? And now we have slingshots.
Yep.
Are there discussions about adding other dimensions into the game? I'm assuming that's always an ongoing discussion, given how.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah. So, big picture, we have about 8 courses a year. So there's still 3 more this year. We've got, we've announced Avatar packs. We're rolling those out. As I said, we've kind of rewired the whole substrate of that's me of the game so that we can add these different modes in. So there's like race mode and simultaneous mode, slingshots, beach balls. But we're really just getting started on that front and want to. We have all these ideas for all these different sort of features and modes and mini games and other activities that we're actively working on. And it's just a matter of how many we can put in there. And I think the other thing that we're working on is, and this today really is the beginning of this era, which is we've worked hard over the past 3.5 years to really educate and train the player base of like, whether you follow us on our official Discord or social media or not, every 6 weeks you just kind of get the itch of like, I kind of just I feel like there's it's probably time to get back in there and see that again, which is great. And that cadence, is hard won, and look at that, beautiful.
I learned that on the first course is use the pad, right?
Yeah, exactly. But now we're kind of entering into this era where we want to start sort of punctuating in between those to give people who aren't just like daily, they want to dial in their shot every single time, or maybe they don't have friends pulling them into the game every week to like pop in there and just sort of see what's new, right? See what's happening. So this is a way for us to reward players who've been around, like some of y'all, like since the beginning of like, I want a new way to play those old courses, or I want to do it, challenge my friends. So really kind of like adding in a lot of that stuff to reward people, delight them. Give it a new sort of feeling for sure.
Speaking of which, really appreciate the update. I can't think of the name now. Feel bad about that. The Japanese.
The update in the.
The cherry blossom.
Cherry
that's
blossom,
beautiful. The cherry blossom.
So cool. The remaster.
Oh my God.
We felt like that one. That one,
walking
Tourist Trap,
around
or two
and
that-
gonging. Oh my God, that was so much
Oh
fun.
yeah, the interactive instruments for sure. There's just such an opportunity there to sort of bring it to life in a way that the earliest courses really needed.
Yes.
And we saw that so many people, they naturally just play the first two courses and they stream those or whatever. And it's like we wanted to make sure those represent the fit and finish of our latest efforts.
Sure, and what's capable. What
Yeah,
the game
exactly.
is capable of.
Ooh.
Well, I will say you touched on something too that the very first time I ever played this with a friend who was like, "You got to check this out." I don't know if you're watching King of Nerds, who also has his own
Oh yeah, sure. Greg,
VR channel. My buddy Greg. Is that after we
He's
played he played a course, he was like, "Dude, just there we go. I jammed it up."
Jammed the ball.
That's right.
You're sticky
He was
now.
like, "Come over here. We're gonna hang out by this waterfall, and I just want you to get the vibe of this place." Oh, nice. So close.
Uh-huh.
And that is a testament to how many different layers there are to this experience, this game.
So in March, we were at Game Developers Conference GDC in San Francisco, and we got invited to go to Pixar and present to the Pixar team about what we do, our design methodology, which was super flattering, right? To go in and talk to the Pixar team.
Oh yeah,
But
for
the guy who brought us in is a player and sort of super fan, and so he, as a lot of these things happen, he was like talking to his colleagues. You got to get these guys in. But a story he tells is he got in just a quick match, and it was Atlantis, and some guy was like trash talking, and I don't know, you probably suck, whatever. And by the end of the game, they were laying on the back of a humpback whale, crying, and opening their hearts to each other. Like in that course of like 18 holes, they were having this really nice experience. And so there's this kind, I think, also part of the kind of like the cartoon sort of vibe, the just head in hand, lets people buy into a fantasy a little bit. Like, okay, Zork, I see I see who you are. I see you are Rebel, but I don't need the whole thing. I don't need a photorealistic thing. People accept that, but also part of the cartoon animated aesthetic lets people sort of buy into this idea of like, we're going to go on a little fantasy adventure together, and you can sort of leave your serious self behind. Like. Yeah, this is true even with like Zoom calls and whatnot. Like you might have a stilted FaceTime or phone conversation with your parents, but if you get in mini golf, you're like, let's go giggle, let's go fly around together and get real silly. It allows you to sort of do that.
So first,
that's it.
I want to say thank you to Red Eye Jedi for the subs. I don't know if you saw that, Zork, but thank you, Red Eye.
I was trying to pay attention. I mean, what everybody does not. Okay, so in full disclosure, Red Eye Jedi is my friend in real life. Thank you, Red Eye Jedi. He is literally on his way to my house from 2 hours away from where he lives. As soon as we are done with this, we are going camping in the backwoods for 3 days. I am literally.
Ooh, where are you going camping?
I'm going camping. There's a national park, Daniel Boone National Forest, near where I live.
Oh yeah.
Known amongst locals as the Red River Gorge or the Gorge. So we're going out there. I will literally not have cell phone service for 3 days. So I'm getting the best of both worlds right now. Doing
That's
VR.
so good.
Rebel, I can see your eyes burning at me. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to go.
You got the talking stick, Zork. You got the talking stick.
I know. See? So, okay, let me do some real chat maintenance real quick because we're running up on time for David, and I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I do have a question for you real quick, David. What is the most, fond or proud of course that you play? Like, what is your favorite course?
Yeah.
And it better be mine, or I'm gonna boot you. Just kidding.
I think Laser Lair was one for sure, but I think the first one that ever really gave me the feels is probably Shangri-La. Something about those lanterns. That's why I played with the Shangri-La putter, because it was the first time when I really just I think I'd also kind of broken through the VR sweats a little bit too, so there was that. But where I just sort of was just like aghast, just like, oh my Lord, look at this, and really, and I also remember the scavenger hunt the fox hunt was particularly difficult, and so to do that, I felt really, really good about, which is, why I still play with the putter today. But that was the one for me. And looking back now, I can realize that was when we realized like it was our second DLC, and we're like, we have something here. Like we've got something that's ongoing. Enough people are buying it where we're gonna like make a living and keep on going. And so it was a real sort of like turning point for the studio for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, no, Shangri-La, hands down, it was my favorite. It's still my favorite course.
Yeah.
I don't know. 80 Days Around the World is pretty close, though. Like, we waited for years for that course to come out, David.
We
and
it
it
was
like, it
was like coming soon for like 14 months, so sorry about that.
It was forever, but you know what?
Yeah.
It did not disappoint. It was beautiful. He's going to come back. He likes me. Calm down.
Don't bully him. Don't bully him.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, we really did like, the lesson we learned there in a lot of respects is that like, it's like telling a kid that they're gonna have a baby brother or sister. Like we made y'all wait way too long. Like we should have waited. We should have been like 3 months. Guess what? You're getting that because it was just too long to speculate, right? And too long for people's imaginations to run away.
Oh, did I tap it? I sure did.
But us who are avid golfers, anyways, and avid inside this game, I don't think that it hurt us because you still had other courses that came out in that time frame. And then when it did release, it was so amazing with the fireworks on the night course and like the vibe of like Paris in the morning. We went on that Saturday morning. We had an extra golf session Saturday morning. I made him get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and come and golf with me.
Ouch.
So that we could have breakfast in Paris together. And it was
totally.
That's like one of my funnest memories that I'll ever have with these guys.
Yeah, this is the thing is that like the part of your brain that stores going places actually is the same part where you store going to somewhere in VR. Like you, Paris and the Eiffel Tower are a real place where you went together. You made a memory together. You go back there. You remember the conversation that you had. You remember the time that you had. You remember how you felt. So it's very real, and we definitely talk about and design these things as places and not as games or levels. It's like this is a place, fully realized place that you're going to go to again and again. That's how we sort of try to think of them and treat them, really.
Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. So I appreciate it. And then
Thank you.
The other one I have is, what was the most challenging issue that you had with the Wallace Gromit course? I'm sorry, by the way. He likes to talk.
Oh, that's perfect because we're here with Gromit. Most challenging, I think, this was definitely the most animation. We knew because it was an animation company that we needed a pack full of all the, and especially Wallace and Gromit, all the gadgets. There's just a ton of animation. Luckily, we're working with a small physical space, and so there's we can pack a lot of detail and a lot of activity into a small space without it kind of hitting the performance on freestanding headsets like the Quest. So that was definitely a consideration for sure. But yeah, nice. But also one of the other things is that we had to kind of figure out how are we going to do claymation. It's a stop motion animation property, and so we actually on certain pieces like Gromit, Wrong Trousers, they working at a different frame rate, so they look a little bit of jaggedy sort of motion to emulate that sort of like stop and pose stop motion claymation thing. So there was just a lot of like things dialed in. Artemin was lovely. They definitely had opinions for sure. But we're probably our hardest critics and push ourselves the most. Whenever you do one of these things, we know that like a lot of people, they care deeply about these properties, and we don't want to abuse that privilege by getting it wrong. You don't want people to come in and be like, I waited my whole life to go into 62 West Wallaby Street, and then I was let down. Right? That can't happen. So we feel like
I don't think
so
they
many
could
things
possibly feel that way.
Well, I appreciate it, but yeah. So I think that was just the hardest thing is like packing in all the animation, packing in all the tech, but making it feel very much like you were there. Look at that.
Don't go. Stop.
I would also like to say that I really appreciate the paint streaks in this particular hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
An incredible touch.
Yeah, because once you get in it like the jam, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
Down your ball.
And I love
like
the little
animation It's just really
the little idiosyncrasies, like the paint is kind of like going into sand, but it's not like sand. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Zura sand is different than the beach sand from Tourist Trap. And I don't know if like everybody knows all of these things, or if
like the wood's different. Like the
geeks who
the wood here is
forever.
a different thickness and strength and elasticity than like the
and bounce.
Exactly, totally. Alfame is different, and so they're all sort of unique, so that people can. One, we want to actually emulate like what that would be like, and so we have a lot of silly but intense debates like that. But also, we wanted to present new challenges, right? We don't want people to just come in and be like, "Yeah, I know exactly how to make this shot." We want them to be like, "How do I dial in this situation?" For sure.
Right.
And like on Labyrinth, when we did the stink ball, it's like originally we were going to make a farting sound every time you hit it. We were like, oh, that'd be funny the first time, but then like 30 hits later,
that would be annoying
pissed
after.
off and degraded. Exactly. So like the stinky, smell gag is enough without the actual farting sound. So.
You mean
no,
the
Duchess, you are not
internal
hearing
stench?
a breathing pump. I think that's the little robot moving back and forth here real quick. Sorry, I had to address some things in chat. And while while we still have you, David, I want to give everybody a good, accurate picture of Mighty Coconut. So it's also a full entertainment studio. Like Ocean Maker is gorgeous. Pigeon Impossible looks funny as can be, and that was the inspirations for Spy Like Us, right? Spies Like Us.
Yeah, Spies in Disguise. Yeah.
Spies in Disguise. That's it. Yep. And that had some heavy hitters in it. What?
Indeed.
I'm not asking for anything specific, but that's going to continue to be an active part of Mighty Coconut as well.
That was so close.
wow.
Yeah. I mean, we've got lots of different, projects that. Sorry, that was my shot.
No, I was
lots
just
of
doing
different
the
projects
replay.
we're working on. Oh, I see.
Wow.
But also, like, we don't want to just think of ourselves or get pigeonholed into being just games all day long. We want to make other stuff. We got podcasts, we got merch, we got sheet music for the scores, albums, and so we want to just branch out and reward players in all sorts of ways. And we just also want to make sure when we're partnering that we're not just sort of being one-dimensional, that we can meet people where they're at with other entertainment sort of stuff. So we definitely have other projects and ideas in the background that we're sort of talking about and hoping to do one day. Right now we're totally focused on Walkabout, but there's always another day, always another idea that we're sort of looking at. So.
Sure. Which reminds me, real quick, I want to bring up your I'm going to pull it up in chat real quick. Oh, I got to go. I got to get my it's my turn to go.
I'm going to play all the way through to 18. Like, I can't not finish now.
Right.
Yeah, you can't get halfway through and then leave.
Oh, I almost had
Exactly.
I almost had that.
Close.
Okay, everybody bear with me real quick. I got to look at my computer and pull up their Discord. But I want you to see that. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about too, David, is that I have really enjoyed your talkabouts. You guys did one with the museum guys not too long ago. I think that was the last one, right? The gaming museum guys.
Yeah, Strong Museum of Play. Yep.
And you guys kind of do like what we're doing right now. You have guests on and you talk about, you play a game and do chat while you're playing a game of golf. How fun is your job?
And those are available. Those are podcasts as well as just like a YouTube series. So you can hit up the Mighty Coconut YouTube. But the idea is that we just sort of want to use the courses as kind of a set, to go in and talk and explore. But also, we're just inspired by and curious about so many other people in the entertainment, animation. We had like a stop motion guy on. We talked to the Golf Plus guys, had them on. So we're all about just sort of learning and exposing our audience to others, but also just learning ourselves. It's a fun thing to go in and keep ourselves engaged with what everyone else is doing.
I'm pasting a link real quick, Chief. Posting a link real quick.
That's fine.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
You're good. Yeah, I love it. So like in 80 Days Around the World, the windows that you guys did, just the details in like the cracks. And I mean, even in here, if you get up close, you can see like the
there's a little bit of a
contrast
texture there,
of
totally.
of the actual windows. But you move back and it's not like that. I don't know. It's just the amount of details that you guys put into these courses is insane.
Trying to make
it
well, thanks. Thanks. And I think also, you know, we want to excite each other. We want to excite you all, but also each person wants to keep it challenging for themselves. We don't want to just become like a mini golf factory. We want it to be like, I've always had this idea. I want to try and experiment. And so there's definitely, nice. There's just value in doing creative things for creative sake, you know, for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
So,
this is such a hard hole.
Yeah, I know.
I have a friend, Kiko, who she has like ADHD really bad. And the Journey to the Center of the World or Journey to the Center of the Earth course was so perfect for her because every 3 holes it's like you're in a whole different mini golf game. And she loved it, and we had to play that one a million times. I mean, I loved it too, but it was that was one of the great, you know, things that were made with that one is that, you know, once you're going down into the caves, and then you get into like the crystal mines, and then you get into this mushroom field, and then you go across the water to this island, and it was step by step. It was completely different course, but it was the same course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we like for there to be like little sub environments going on, and sometimes it's about a story where we're kind of taking people narratively through a part of a book or movie or television show. And sometimes it's just more about you want to kind of keep it fresh, where you round a corner and you know, find something new. So close. And just kind of give people a sense of discovery where they think, okay, yeah, I got it. It's underwater or whatever. Then you round a corner, you're like, oh wow, I didn't think about the possibility of that whole thing.
Okay, let's talk about the underwater world. Why do the fish not have eyes, David? Oh my god.
Yeah, well,
because they're underwater and it's dark.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, part of it is that, so to kind of address the low poly, which is like all these sort of like flat panel sort of thing, is that we're low poly so that it can perform. And at the time, we still supported Quest 1, which was, you know, a lower powered sort of thing. So there was that. Also, we had to make a whole new system to make those schools of fish, you know, swim around. And so a lot of the energy and kind of processing power and kind of our budget for those, they're called triangles, for these shapes had to go towards, you know, the whales and the sharks and the mountains and all those other kind of pieces that are all viewable from pretty much everywhere in the course. And so when it came time for the fish, it was like, how do we make them perform, make them look random, in a way that still reads as fish, but isn't so detailed that it like takes a performance hit or, you know, looks goofy. And so, yeah, we settle on these. It's sort of like origami. They're just sort of like the idea of fish swimming around, really.
Sure.
But yeah, and we had versions, you know, of a lot of those things that are more detailed or different, and then we end up kind of settling on something or, you know, coming to an agreement internally to compromise.
Poor Morgan has heard for like a year and a half how the fish don't have eyes.
That's true.
Why don't the fish have eyes? It's the point of contention with me.
That's funny. Sure, yeah.
But I love it. I absolutely love the Atlantis course.
And I think
it's just calming.
The Atlantis night course is just gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
When we first loaded Meow Wolf in general nights.
I love Meow Wolf. That's a whole nother level.
I think
I have to say real quick, I found a trick to get over this rail. I'm not going to pull it off this time.
I know. I didn't. Opposite. Yeah, but yes.
Wrong way.
Yeah, but that's, you know, people ask like where, when we talk to licensors or just fans in general, it's like what makes for a good place. There's a lot of things where the environment has to be interesting and you're going to want to go there and return there over and over again. But also it's like you're going to want to spend time there. And so we got to do it in a way where it's like even something like Widow's Walkabout, which is creepy, is like it still needs to be a place you want to hang out and have conversation or be in alone where it's not so creepy. So like, yeah, we think a lot about those kind of places. And you know, people have a lot of wishes for Walkabout, but just mini golf in general, which is like oh, I want a glow thing. And so it's like that night course gave us a chance to sort of hit that note, right? Without just doing a course that was just one-dimensional, like, yeah, we're doing mini golf and it glows. It's like, ooh, phosphorescent fish would be the perfect way to sort of get that and, have a new take on the course. So kind of allows us to do both.
And then you add in the music. I mean, some of the music is just absolutely gorgeous too, especially on that course.
Yeah, that's Chris Raymond. He's been our composer since the beginning of the studio. Done all the films and the TV shows. But he makes all the music, and he's a music professor and a composer and a jazz musician. Really does a phenomenal job with the scores. Yeah,
we could listen to a little Sweetopia hard run, but
yeah.
I was gonna say, I would like to see what his inspiration was for the hard course on Sweetopia, because it's low-key.
That was actually that was like a week before we launched, and we were like, we saw the final lighting came in, and we were like, it'd been funny. We should have done like a Barry White thing. That would have been so funny. And we're like, hold on a second.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it would have been funny, right? And then we were snorting and laughing about it. And then, we called up Chris and he was like, yeah, I think I can put together a little slow jam. And then, if you, the soundtracks are all on Spotify and Apple Music. That one's called Hard Candy.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God, so it was on purpose.
Oh yeah,
that's
totally.
Even better.
Yeah. It just made us laugh, and we thought it was sort of a last minute thing. So.
Oh, that's so good. Because we're like,
yeah.
we wonder if they did this on purpose or not. So now to know that it was, that's even better.
Yeah. Totally. Well, we do try to keep it E for everyone, but sometimes we have to do like the dead bodies, whatever, some kind of wink nudge jokes that are like,
right,
kind of funny. So.
Right. And I do have to say, for anybody that's just joining, that's not familiar with Walkabout Mini Golf, not only do they have core courses, but some of these DLCs and these new courses that they come out with, they're under $6. They're under $6. I mean, that is just is a steal in itself. This isn't $30 for this new DLC that's going to come out. Whether that's in a couple of months or whatever.
Indeed. We try to keep it super affordable. We want it to be kind of an impulse buy for people.
Oh, well, and it's an instant buy too, right?
Right.
That's how I like to call it.
Yeah.
It's like
most of them are, $2.99, $3.99. I mean, it's worth it every 6-8 months to do a pack. It's worth it.
Go play mini golf in real life, and it's $8 a person for one time course.
Yeah, one time
or I
around.
can go
Exactly.
Pay $4 and some change, and I get what's effectively 2 courses plus a ball hunt plus a
right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And I can play them as much as I want.
Okay, so real
nice
quick,
too
go ahead, Rebel. Before David takes a shot, I gotta ask about this hole. But go ahead, Rebel. Go ahead.
Okay. What I was gonna say is that I love the fact that later on in the game, I don't remember when it was done, but later on in the game, you guys did it where
way too far.
You didn't have to buy the course to play the course if somebody else had it.
Oh yeah.
And that's so amazing
perk.
because even though we all end up buying it,
right?
Like 9 times out of 10, 2 people out of the group has not taken the time to put their credit card in, and we don't have to wait for them to start the course. So I'm just saying, I appreciate it on a timestamp. So
yeah. I mean, it was one of those ideas where we're just sort of like, it feels like the right thing to do. It feels like the better thing for players where they want to show each other around. And what's the corollary? We thought about calling it like fence jumping pass, where you just sort of have a buddy and they let you in the back gate or whatever. But I think the idea was an easy yes, because it was like ultimately more people will try it, more people will probably buy it as a result. Some people may never buy a course, they'll always get it on a guest pass. We don't really care. It's not a big deal. We don't need to make every penny. That's not a big deal.
Awesome.
But it just felt like the right thing to sort of do, and also because what we'd say, like, we don't do paid marketing, we don't do big kind of pushes in that way. Like, our philosophy is take care of the players. They'll take care of marketing the game, right? They'll tell their friends. They'll invite
word
people.
Of mouth.
They'll
word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how we do it. And so Guest Pass enables just that sort of thing. It lets people sort of invite people in, have a good time, and we just sort of welcome them in when they show up.
Yeah, so
Talking
what
about
I
how
wanted
it's-
to ask
oh,
is,
sorry.
David, now that you and I are BFFs, what
Yeah,
is-
sure. Uh-huh.
what is the strategy on this hole so I can make sure that I beat Rebel on this shot?
Yeah, I mean, I
you
think
put it over
it's,
where I
it's
did,
definitely
buddy.
because of the low gravity. You got to hit it harder than you think, but not too hard. So it's kind of a muscle memory learning thing. And I definitely think either you kind of hit it in this sweet spot over here, or you can land it in this big crater if you're not sure. But then you got to like launch it out of the crater into the next crater.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, over to the right
I'm
is helpful.
over here.
Okay.
I'm way over here.
Yeah,
Everybody
good luck
watching
on
at
that.
home, you can thank me for these pointers right now. I got
Yeah,
got it from
exactly.
You
Right
can always
from-
hit it like Xylor. He hit it so hard it went behind him.
Yeah, he did do that.
It was
I
great.
think it's a good shot.
Oh my goodness.
It's a little long, but it's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
I'm a little behind it. I'm a
Just
little
keep on
behind
going.
Such a great
Yeah.
shot. Good job.
it. I have to give it up to Rebel real quick. She has really dialed it in tonight. She has been on her best
totally. Look at
behavior,
that.
everyone.
Great shot.
I have.
Yeah, man.
I am having a blast. I
And
love
if
it.
anybody
This is
has
fun.
any questions in the chat, we are on the last
shot.
hole, and David has
No, you were right there, Rebel. That's perfect.
Yeah.
has been so gracious with his time. If anybody has any last question, now's the time to get it in. And I was also trying to
Yeah.
distract Rebel while she was taking her shot.
I just wanted to
He's
repeat how
talking on my backswing.
awesome I think this game is. Rebel and I
Oh,
met
thank
through
you.
a completely different game. And
Yes.
I had
Oh,
played
really?
this, and I think she'd played it a little bit. And you know, I don't really play that other game anymore, but I've maintained being in here every week. Even if the only
Yes.
thing I do in VR is this every week, it's going to be this.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. Well, we know that
Nice.
that really
Yeah.
matters for people. It's like the glue that holds people, makes them stick around, and kind of gives them reason. And we don't need to be everyone's main game. They can come in for something else, or come back around. We love for people to go and discover all the new stuff that's sort of out. But the fact that they can kind of come back, cool down,
Oh.
zen,
Yeah.
zen out a little bit with Walkabout, see their
Oh,
buddies,
so cool.
relive some old memories is kind of what it's all about. So
It's
we're
just-
pleased to hold that place for people.
It is, in my opinion, the best game in VR.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
we go.
not just your opinion though. I mean, look at how many awards that they've won. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
like
yeah.
the amount of awards are crazy, but it's very, it's warranted. It's very much
Oh,
warranted.
thank you. Thank you.
All right,
We're
everybody, you
very
can see
humbled
right
to
there.
Be able to do it for sure.
Even while being the camera guy, I was able to outscore everybody. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right.
You have a high score.
Yeah, I got the high score.
You won.
Good for
Good job.
Way to go, Morgan.
That was awesome.
That's awesome.
I wasn't having to be interviewed while I was taking my
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly. You were
Yeah.
like, what's that over there?
Morgan's my little sweat.
It's so good.
Let me check real quick and see if we have any final questions in the chat.
Yeah, any
I'm not
final
seeing
questions?
anybody
Yeah.
other than Morgan Smashes It from Shifter Beyond. Go Tex. Duchess is saying she's got to bounce. She's got a storm to chase. I don't know where she's at, but good
Wow.
luck. I don't
Hey.
know. I don't know. Anyway, David, thank you so much for your time. I hope
Yeah,
we weren't
for
scary
sure.
enough that we can bring you back. I hope we don't scare you.
I would love
off.
to come back anytime. Yeah, for sure.
And
For sure.
If you would ever like to come to our Wednesday night golf groups, we're really fun. We're fun. You
Yeah,
can
that'd be a
come
lot of
and
fun.
play
I can
with
tell
us.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be totally
I'll
down
send
for
you
that.
the information so you can come in. No, don't say it on stream.
Selfish
Be
plug.
quiet. We don't want everybody
I didn't say
there.
where.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she's trying to stop you before you said the secret knock or whatever. Yeah.
Right, right,
I didn't
right.
say where.
Yeah, don't give the code out.
We will find somebody that's playing Walkabout Mini Golf to raid on the Twitch stream. David, we appreciate it. Let me
Yes.
raid somebody real quick, and we'll say
Yes,
goodbye to you
thank
if
you,
you don't mind
David.
hanging out just for a few seconds.
I will hang out.
Thank you
All right,
so
thank
much
you,
for
everybody.
coming.
Oh,
Thank
my
you so
pleasure.
much for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
We appreciate it. We love you. We will be back here next Thursday. We're going to be interviewing some of Rebel's miscreants, some awesome people that
Oh,
build maps in
yeah.
another game that we're going to talk about next week. We'll see you all soon,
Map
everybody.
Builders League. All right, bye, everybody.
All right, I'm going to find somebody to raid real quick, and we will move on.
Okay. That was so much fun. Thank you, David.
What a lot of fun. Oh, I had a blast.
Thank you, Morgan.
Really, really good.
Yeah.